If you have been wanting to start sourdough and you have no idea where to start, welcome to my page. I am going to be growing a sourdough starter from scratch, and I'll take you along for the whole entire process. So make sure that you follow and come back on my page to find all these videos. I do have a sourdough starter that's already established. I've been using this one for 10 months, but I wanted to make a new sourdough starter just to show you guys what the process is like and that the process doesn't have to be hard. So let's get started. It's a little bit of a tedious process because it takes a week plus, but it's not hard, and I'm going to walk you day by day and we're going to grow it together. I do have a sourdough starter. I grew this one by myself 10 months ago. This is my second starter that I grew ever in my 3 years of making sourdough bread. This is my sourdough starter, so I'm going to set this aside and we're going to grow a brand new one together. All you're going to need is unbleached bread flour. That's very important. If you're going to be using all-purpose flour, you're not going to get the best outcome, so make sure that you have bread flour. I'm using King Arthur unbleached bread flour. I've got the best results with it. And then we're going to be using room temperature filtered water. I'm using Ozark Mountain water, but you can use whatever water you have just to make sure it doesn't have bleach in it. Like, don't use tap water that has bleach. Another tool that you're going to absolutely need for your sourdough journey is going to be a food scale. This one here, you can charge. I've had this one for over 2 years. I got it on Amazon. It was like $20-ish. I have all of these tools linked in my bio on my LTK under sourdough tools if you want to shop any of the sourdough tools. First of all, you're going to place your jar on your food scale. Hit 0 to 0 it out. That way we're not measuring the jar itself. And now I'm going to add 25 grams of water. That's perfect. Okay, and now I'm going to add 25 grams of flour. And now just mix it very well until there's no dry clumps of flour in here. I do love a tool like this because first of all, it's long enough to reach the bottom of the jar and it's very easy to use. You can use metal to stir this. I know there's a lot of rules to sourdough, but I promise if you're just going to use a metal spoon to mix this, it's going to be fine. The only thing is you don't want to do is store your sourdough starter in a metal container. Try to not do that, so I try to keep it in glass. I'm using a wooden spoon just because it's something that's long enough to reach. It's called a Sourdough. I also have it in my bio, but it doesn't really matter, you guys. There's so many rules out there and it makes sourdough seem so much harder than it needs to be. Once it's mixed very well, I'm just going to push it down. Okay, it looks like this. It's pretty thick. It's not supposed to be runny or liquidy. Now I'm going to take a lid and loosely close this. You don't want it tight. You don't want it like sitting like this because then too much air is circulating through it and it's going to dry out your sourdough. So just loosely cover it like that. Keep this on your countertop for 24 hours. So right now it is 11 in the morning. So tomorrow 11 in the morning I'm going to come back, do the next step. But thank you guys so much for following along.